Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 10 Minutes in Tinsel Town with Ms. Meliz. I'm Melissa Reyes, and tonight I have with me Lela Perez. She's live from Texas, and she joins me tonight to talk about our favorite subject, food. Hi, Lela.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Meliz. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to see you, and it's great to see everybody here on both Meerkat and Blab. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Lela, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
All right. So I'm a recent college graduate from Texas A&M with a degree in animal science and a minor in business. So that was a big venture in my life, being out of the house and everything. And I really developed a love for social media as well as for food and agriculture while doing that and, throughout my life. So that's what I focus on now. I'm a streamer on the Meerkat leaderboard. I haven't streamed on Meerkat in a while, but I promise I will be coming back. And I talk about food and agriculture, of course. So I've covered everything from GMOs to what's really in chicken nuggets. And those are just two examples. So we've talked about a whole bunch of different things in those kinds of conversations that we get to have. And I also love it when people bring up other topics to talk about during a stream. So much information out there.
I really enjoyed your streams lately on Blab that I've joined, and I've had the opportunity to talk to you about a couple really neat science discussions. And, it's funny because I'm not like all into science or anything. Everybody knows me for being into Hollywood and into going out and doing events and stuff. But I actually really enjoy talking about health and what we put into our bodies and what's good for us and in our environment. And that really goes together with your subject, your topics.
Absolutely.
So, but I've seen you also talk about all sorts of topics. I've even seen you make spaghetti, which was a lot of fun. So, are you doing any more cooking shows, or do you think you will do that again?
I will at some point. It just kind of depends. If people are asking for it, then I'll throw them something that I'm cooking lately.
Well, that was really good. And I was happy that you made it the way I do. And, a lot of times I try to steer away. That's not a pun not intended, from beef. But I thought, Lela eats beef, so it must be okay because she really knows what's going in there. So tell us your thoughts. I'm interested in knowing if that's what you want to talk about.
Just thoughts about beef in general?
About eating it. Is it safe? Is it good? Is it okay? Should we, is it something that you make an effort to eat or you just don't avoid? I know you're a carnivore like me, so...
But, technically, it's omnivore. I love my veggies too. That's why it's in my bio.
Technically,
more veggies.
Got to be part. You got to be
general.
And fruit.
But yes, and fruit too. Veggies and fruits.
Okay.
But yeah, beef has always been a part of my diet, and it's not something that I'm trying to cut down on or anything. There's so many benefits to eating it. I have like a graphic chart that shows 10 different important vitamins and minerals that you can get from eating beef that I will look for and try to share with you.
Excellent. And so, go ahead. You're going to say?
Yeah, so it's really just a normal part of eating for me.
Yeah. And what about hamburger and fast food? The beef that we find in fast food, like you said, what's in chicken, I'll talk about what's in chicken nuggets, but I'm curious about what's in those hamburgers.
Yeah, well, I haven't looked up the specific ingredient list for hamburgers or anything, but
next show.
I avoid fast food just because of it's generally lower quality in everything, not just in meat.
Right. Well, it has to do with the shelf life and preservatives and things that they use in additives. So I'm always leery of that. But, changed over to turkey, like ground turkey at home for health reasons for a
Yeah.
while ago. We got so used to it, but now once in a while we'll get some good quality, I think, according to the butcher at the market, ground beef. And it's really, it's good. It's different. It's good to have. But,
Yeah.
and then I like pork a lot. So I love that pork is still a healthy choice. And have you seen Mary, Peace Love Dove, eat her bacon? She makes me so happy because I'm like, yay, bacon! We should eat it more.
Bacon is awesome.
Dipped in fudge. So yeah, she does. She was making fudge, and she's like, I wonder how my bacon would taste in this. So and then she couldn't stop eating. I'm like, okay, I guess it tastes good. So nice. But and what is in chicken nuggets? Have you done that show yet?
Yes, I have. Basically, it was a sort of kickback against Jamie Oliver's video where he explains to kids what's in chicken nuggets, and it was more about the specific parts of the chicken that actually go into the chicken. And according to McDonald's and Tyson, which are the companies that make Tyson is the company that makes the chicken nuggets before they get to McDonald's. And then, of course, McDonald's is the one that cooks and serves them. So according to their official YouTube video, there's nothing but white meat, chicken, and chicken tenderloin that goes into the chicken nuggets. Whereas on the Jamie Oliver video, it was like all the bad parts of the chicken.
Oh, they're trying to make it sound.
I was like, is he really? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is it, to me, with the ground meat, with the ground beef, I think, okay, the explanation of McDonald's ground beef to make it so consistent, it's like your hamburger patty can have parts of lots of cows because, or cattle, because they try to make it all, I don't know, they mix it together, and it's such a big processing situation. So, I kind of think of chicken nuggets like that, like, but that's not really bad. Just depends on how it's all been treated, right?
Yeah, it's not inherently bad to have protein that's been broken down over and over again. And it is the same way with chicken nuggets in their video. You can actually see it all being ground up together.
Yeah, it's not like it's all, how would it be possible for you, unless you butcher the animal yourself, to make sure that all the parts are from the same animal? It's so, I guess maybe if you had ribs or something, there's a good chance because they're attached still. But other than that, I don't know. I think that I don't know why this fascinates me. We have some questions already. Lee's talking about the hype about the pink goo in food. I did see that report too, the pink goo that they add or something. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, I did hear about pink slime, and it was about beef, which basically they tried to say that pink slime was like a meat filler, but really all it was just ground up beef. Like, it wasn't anything other than actual beef.
Right.
And what they called it was lean, finely textured beef. That's the official name for it. And it's just a beef that's further processed even more than hamburger meat.
And what were they adding it to?
I don't even know. I think they were just saying, I think the claims were just that it's in hamburgers at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
But it's just beef. It's just added normally.
Yeah. So, it's the hype is the question that Lee has the word hype in it. And that's exactly what it is. It's a media hype to get you to tune in and listen to the report or to stay through to the end. But then it's really about nothing because, beef squished to goo. Beef squished to goo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it's still just beef.
Yeah. So I want to say hi to a few people in the room. We've got Walt just came in, and I think Susie was here. I don't think she stayed, but Susie came in. So if you watch the replay, thank you for stopping in. And we have, Maria found the meerkat. Okay, Maria.
Great.
I'm really glad to see you, Maria, on the Meerkat. I hope that you can come back to the Blab. So it's just go to blab.im/10minutes, spelled TENMINITT. You'll find my profile and you'll see that we're on live now, hopefully. Or you can go to Twitter, and I put the direct link into your Twitter message. So you should be able to join us. And since you're awake, we'd love to have you. So meanwhile, back at the ranch. So Lela, speaking of ranching, have you ever been to visit a cattle ranch or a chicken farm, or I guess any type of actual working farm?
Yeah, I have. I've been to a couple of horse farms, actually.
Oh, cool.
But it is one of my goals to visit a very large cattle ranch or chicken farm or anything like that.
Stockyards are fun. What's a stockyard? Is that?
I think he's talking about the stockyards are basically where they keep lots and lots of cattle.
And sad too. I guess it's sad to see so many animals there just waiting to be on our dinner plate. It's sad for them, but it's a fact of life, right? I think that's what I've learned the most from Lela and her attitude is that, that which we think could be sad is really feeding our nation, right? It's feeding the people, and someone has to do it, and they take great pride in doing it. And I've really taken that away. I hope that, is the message. You're nodding and, but
Definitely.
tell us what your message is. And I'm going to let Maria into the room, and we're going to have a fun discussion. Now, Maria Menicou, we'll ask her if that's how she pronounces it, is my other guest for tonight. And she's an entrepreneur, author, and life coach. And she says, leap out of the ordinary into a revolutionary way of thinking. So let's see what she has to say. I usually like to have one guest at a time, but I think it'd be fun to have a discussion with the three of us, if that's okay with you, Lela.
Absolutely. Hi, Maria.
Okay. Hi. There she is. Well, good morning, lady. I know it's the middle of the night for you.
But it's fun. This is life.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for finding us on Blab. And welcome, everybody. Please welcome Maria. She's from in Cyprus, right?
Cyprus, yes.
In Greece, and we met on Twitter. And I think she followed me, and I, followed her back and asked her what she's about, and asked her if she'd like to join us. She has a huge following on Twitter. She's a very popular author and life coach. And since I'm a not very popular life coach and author in the United States, I thought, I want to meet this lady. So welcome. And I'd like to introduce you to my friend Lela Perez. She's from Texas, and she's a recent graduate and has her focus is in food and live. Well, you say it, Lela. You say it better than I. What was your degree that your focus is in?
It was animal science, and then I live stream about food and issues in agriculture.
But we talk about everything on
Yes, we
Blab.
do.
So I'm happy to meet you. Maria, tell us about yourself.
So I'm a personal and professional development coach. I'm really enthusiastic in helping people reach their dreams, their goals. Life supposed to be a fun and joyful journey. So by simple and beautiful steps and beautiful things are happening. So this is all about. This is serving people.
Serving people, and life is supposed to be fun and joyful. That's exactly, it's so true. How did you come to that conclusion? Were you just born with that big smile on your face, or did you like so many of us have some type of awakening where you realized that this was your message to share?
As you said, I had an awakening just a few years ago by completing school and college. I used to be a bank employee. I used to be an internal auditor. I was happy but not fulfilled.
Uh,
And through a journey, I realized that I'm happy, but there is a part of my life missing. And through a process, I came across helping people, serving people, and this completed the picture.
What is your book called?
What is that?
Your book? You're an author. What is your book called?
It's in Greek. In Cyprus, the language spoken it's Greek. The title it's a combination about native animals that we have in Cyprus. It's mainly for children, and it's a combination of native animals, and there are stories about environment and personal development. It's quite interesting.
How neat. And it's not translated to any other languages yet?
So far, it's just in Greek.
Okay.
And the intention is to move forward into English, I guess, soon.
Well, I would love to read it. And since I don't read Greek, I'm going to need you to tell me more about it. And how did you decide to read or to write about, is it a children's book or a young adult book? Young person's children's book, a children's book about your native animals and the environment, which is purely ironic. I had no idea that you and Lela would have that connection. I just had no idea. So that's good. So what brought you to why did you write that?
Well, I love nature. I love animals. I really I'm inspired by nature. It's a great teacher for myself. So, and everybody should feel the connection and what nature teaches. There is a great need out there to learn more and respect every creature, either small or big, or either feared or or loved and petted. So in Cyprus, we have a couple of species not found in any other countries, and some species that they may found in countries around the island, but there's some special, unique patterns found in Cyprus. So why not learning our children about it and combine it with personal development? So the characters are animals, which they take a like human character and they mingle and they have plans and they have challenges and
it sounds so sweet. So what are the animals that are indigenous to your island, and what's the main character?
It's a group of 7 characters. It's a water snake. There is a mouflon. It's like a deer and a sheep. It's a deer and a sheep. It's mouflon. It's in English. There is a seal. There is a Mediterranean seal.
A seal. Okay.
We have a bird. Not sure about the name in English, but it's a very beautiful bird, which colors are blue and light brown. What else do we have in the stories?
So well, I love hearing about it. What have you heard of any of those animals, Lela? Are you familiar with a sheep, deer?
No, I don't think so. I guess I would need to look up the names and translate them. But, that would be really interesting to learn.
It's mouflon.
Mouflon. Can you type that in? Just the one. Let's just focus on one. But that sounds like a really interesting animal. It's different than what we would have here. So if you type it in the chat, we can look it up, or someone can look it up and see if they can find a picture for us. But So, that reminds me of, I mean, I've always lived in Los Angeles, California. So there, I know just a little bit, but about like the buffalo was an animal that was on Catalina Island. Am I right, Lela? So, it's kind of interesting to have uh, an animal that is just from that one spot or that isn't very widely, recognized. And then around the world, of course, everybody has their own animal. I think that's really cool. I'm just lame to talk about it. I don't
Yeah,
really know what to
absolutely.
say except for I admire people who write about their environment and what's special about it. And then what you've done is you've related that to how people are special. And I think that is why you're such a rock star, Maria. I knew when I first saw you that you were special. So, what is your biggest challenge in expressing to the people that you work with, your joy, and when you find people who are looking for that, what is the biggest challenge to share with them? Mm-hmm. And Lela, that's a good question for you too, because I know that you have both to turn to, and as I have, social media to share your message. So, what's your biggest challenge in expressing your message?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is that there are so many other points of view. Not that they're bad at all, but there's a lot of points of view that are a lot louder and have a lot more reach than maybe some of the stances that I take. So the thing that really keeps me going on that is when someone says, "Hey, I didn't know that," because all they're saying is, "I didn't have this information before, and now I have it." And that's really the kind of message that I'm trying to put out, is just to be able to teach people something about the food system, or teach them something they didn't know about food or agriculture or anything, because people are so far removed from it. And I think that's really one of the biggest challenges as well, is that there's just not a lot of knowledge out there.
You're absolutely right. And, I almost think, would you agree, Maria, that that's the way it is with personal development as well? Because a lot of people in our circles talk about the same things, but when you really get out there and talk to people who aren't studying personal development, self-love, and talking about self-confidence, and taking time out for yourself, it seems so foreign to them. Everybody, or even if they know it, they don't put it into practice. So it's really helpful, for us to share with them, because it is helping people. It's helping people to have, to lower their stress level and to enjoy their life better and longer. And so, that's what we all have in common. But so what would be your biggest challenge? Did you think of something, Maria?
While you were talking, I was just thinking what it may be my challenge, and I don't see it as a challenge. It's my path. It's my purpose to help more people. So it's part of my journey. Everybody has the right either to see and take the
Maria,
opportunity of learning.
We're having trouble hearing you, so yeah, you got to really hold on.
Okay.
Oh, it's so much better when you do that. Oops.
Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
okay. So it's part of my journey. It's part of me sharing what great opportunities meant to be given to everybody. So it's up to us to open our arms and receive God's blessing. Once I asked one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, you may know him, I asked him, how can I involve all of my friends and family in joining my journey? And his reply was, just be the best I can be. And at that time, I couldn't really grasp what that meant. And through the time, I realized that if I can be a great example, so the rest of the world, my family, my friends can follow me. So this is my
Mhm.
intention, to be the best I can be, to be an inspiration to the rest. And anytime anyone is in need of help and guidance, I'm here to show what I have done to be here. And
That's wonderful. That is great. You said some really great things. Open your arms and receive God's blessing. And even if you don't believe in God, just be prepared, or put yourself in a place where you can receive and accept others, accept gifts, accept what good things are there coming your way. I think that's so important. And then to be your best self, because I felt that way too. I asked a similar question after I wrote my book, This is the Sound of My Soul. I wanted my friends and family to read it. I wanted to see what they thought of it. And I gave some books to people that I signed and, put an inscription and stuff. And then I saw them on shelves, and some people outright told me, I'm probably not going to read it, but I want it because it's yours. And I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't everybody want to read it? And I was sad. And I asked my mentor, my life coach, and she said, Melissa, not everybody's going to get on your bus. That doesn't mean that they're not there to cheer for you, but they're just not ready to go for that ride right now, And I realized right then, it's kind of like, I might not want to get on everybody's bus either, but that doesn't mean I don't love and support them in every way I can. So yeah, it had to be open to that. And just, my doors are always open. I'll always stop. I'll even go out of my way to pick you up if that's what you want. But, I loved that analogy. So like I said, I knew we would connect. Does anybody have any, questions? I see Jamie is here. Thank you for coming, Jamie, and Nancy is here, and Lee. If anybody has any questions for Lela or Maria, also Mark and Meerkat, Meyermond, thank you so much for restreaming and liking. And Living Chic, Lydia, thank you for restreaming and liking this. I really appreciate it. Except when in Utah, what? Like, okay, I was in Utah and I waved as I drove by. I didn't stop, but I wasn't driving the bus. I have to admit, my husband was driving and we were on our way someplace, Lee, but we did talk. So next time for sure. And I want to hook you up with my friend Ashley Marie. So yeah, I wasn't quite sure how much of a creep you were then. But when you first meet somebody online and you connect so fast, it's kind of scary to say, yeah, I'm going to be in your town. Can I come and see you? But after a while, it's okay. Like, in fact, I think I might be meeting up with Keith tomorrow night. And he's visiting in Hollywood. So hopefully some more people can come. And this is his first time in California. So
really? That's
cool.
So awesome. Like he to go to Hollywood and everything. I'm so excited for him. I didn't know that yet.
Really? He just sent a message to like all the Meerkat people and Blab people, I guess, in LA, and said that he was coming out. I don't know what the reason is for his visit. He's here all week, but he had never even been on a plane. Mm-hmm. So, that was kind of exciting. And so he said it was a very long flight. And I just texted with him a little bit earlier today, and he said he doesn't have any plans for tomorrow night. So we're going to meet up in Hollywood.
Yay.
So, let's see. I don't know. Lee is one notorious for having conversations that sidetrack me. So I'm not going to, but if he says anything, we'll ask. So if anybody has any questions for Maria, she's here live from Cyprus, Greece, and she is an author and a life coach and personal development, advocate, and she has a huge following on Twitter. So how do you use social media to get your message across?
Well, Facebook and Twitter is it's the most popular way for people either to spend time, to socialize, to meet new people, to connect, and for business. So small, simple messages, pictures, videos,
Yeah, you do it
Even
all.
videos, yeah, I'm really pretty new in that, but always as fast I can reply back and connect with people, be supportive, often tweets, so show presence there. Facebook works in a bit different way.
Yeah. Facebook. Do you have how many followers do you have on your Facebook fan page?
It's around 2,200.
And how long have you had it?
It's for almost a year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah. So do you post every day?
A post per day in Facebook.
Yeah.
Twitter
And
is faster.
yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So, like I just can't I have about 500 on my Facebook fan page. And I've had it for years. I'm just not I guess I don't engage enough or do something. I can never quite get it to that point. But Twitter's my jam. I'm working that up, but I'm trying to keep it really real with people that I engage with, and try to keep it to real people. But it's hard. It's really hard. How about you, Lela? How have you found that social media and enhancing, bringing people to your website, bringing people to your blabs? What is it that you're doing?
Yeah, all I really do is just share what I do, and I try to share other people's content as well. I really enjoy retweeting pictures of agriculture and farms and everything so that it will connect people to other people. One of my main missions is to connect people to farmers. So
Mm-hmm.
if they follow me from Meerkat or Blab or whatever it is, and then I retweet a picture of a farm where maybe they had no idea that we grow soybeans in the U.S.
Wow.
That was one of the ones that I retweeted today. And maybe if they had no idea, they'll go talk to that farmer and ask them, what is this, and learn something about agriculture.
Yeah, that's really cool. Maria, did you have something you wanted to add?
Regarding Facebook, running a campaign, encouraging people to share, can add on the services that we offer, the messages that we want to get across. At the moment, I'm running a gratitude exercise, which
Oh,
is
I know. That's
from the
right.
1st of August until the end of 2015. It's 153 days of gratitude, and I'm encouraging people to share what they're grateful for. The same runs in Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an exercise which keeps engagement and people share, and there are
Yes.
many gifts given each month. So this is another way which.
That
Mhm.
that's terrific. I think that's probably what I noticed when I first saw your Twitter. It was your engagement with the gratitude, and I think that's so important. I started a new position at my work yesterday, and so I thought, okay, fresh start. I'm going to try to write daily pages, and I bought myself a little notebook that every day I'm going to write what I'm grateful for and what my intentions are. And I've done that before. I've started lots of journals, and that's how I started writing and blogging and writing my book. But um, I really like to do that when I start some new effort, to kind of have something that goes with that one. So that's what I did personally. But how do I turn that into engaging an audience? It's kind of like I never go that far. I always think of it afterthought. But one thing I've been consistent about is having a blab every Tuesday night, and since I started, and I've really enjoyed doing that, just to be consistent. And I like doing it, and I like it when there's lots of people in the room, and I like it when it's just me and the person I'm interviewing, because to me it's about the conversation. So I'm just going to keep it up and see what happens. But meanwhile, that's what brought me to you. Now, on Blab, lately, a lot of the social media, SEO experts and blogging, or, whatever they are, social network marketing people have been on, and they all have tips. Twitter tips and Instagram tips and Facebook tips and, these great ideas on what to do to make more conversions and get more people to follow you. And so, but the one that I heard that was the best was recently, I think it was Robert Stern. And he said, just do one person at a time, one thing at a time, focus on one person at a time. And, I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And if that pays off, fine. And if not, at least I kept my authenticity and my integrity and I know who all the people are that I've interviewed and that I've spoken with and met. And so you're both smiling because I know that both of you do that too. Just focus on who it is that you're talking to. So what has been your most memorable experience meeting or talking to someone other than meeting me? What have been your most memorable experiences with social media and meeting somebody? Lela, do you think, can you think of anything?
Yeah, so one of the people I'm going to mention is actually here right now. His name is Ramon Ortiz, and he has been one of my most faithful watchers ever since he started watching me on Meerkat. Him and one other guy whose name is Sam. They're just always where I am, and it just blows me away every single time I see them come into one of my streams, because I don't know what it is about me that they find so intriguing or why they like watching me so much, but they've just been super, super consistent, and I definitely focus on engaging with them quite a bit because they're super loyal.
Wow. And you know what Nancy says? Yep, Ramon is always in my streams too, even though I don't get on Meerkat that often. And you know what? I thought it was just me that he was following like that. He's my most loyal follower and always in my streams too. So we are just really lucky, or he is the super person to be able to follow us all. I don't know how he does it, but it was a thrill for me when we finally got Ramon to come on Blab and start talking and showing himself more. And he's fantastic. He's a really, really nice guy. And I love that he's there. He's just join your streams and learn and have fun. So, that's all what it's about. And it's so nice to meet people like that. So that's really cool. How about you, Maria? Is there a special memory of meeting somebody or some way that you were impacted somebody through social media?
There are many stories which I met people and either we came closer as friends or I met them in person. People which I heard stories which I really learned from their stories. And I really embrace everybody to join and be in contact with me. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity tonight and this morning because of Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I'm having trouble with my light over here. So Lela, do you have any questions for Maria? Or Maria, do you have any questions for Lela?
Let's see. What question would you ask a life coach? So actually, yeah, this might be a good question. So when you meet someone for the first time who is, I guess, wanting your services, what's the first thing that you ask them?
I spent quite a bit of time learning about them. So I learned what they like, what they enjoy, what their life is about, where their challenges are, and why did they contacted me, or why did life brought us together. It may be a random, what we call a random meeting. And then I take it from there. I mean, it's not about selling, it's about giving services. It's about, it may be just a tip, which it happens a couple of times that I receive a message a few months after how grateful they were and how helpful it was.
That's good.
So you don't, yeah, that's I mean, it depends on the person, I think would be the answer, right? Maria, I mean, sometimes they just want to talk and you can't really ask them any specific question. It's more what you hear. It's, I think that is for me anyway. It's listening to their heart and getting them to open up and feel comfortable. But it's different. And then once they do, then it's easier to ask questions.
Where they are right now and how they feel and where they want to go. So everybody wish bigger, better things in life and more. So everybody goes through challenges. The idea is that for every challenge there is an answer. There is a way to overcome the challenge. So
that is so true. For every challenge, there is an answer. You have some really golden sound bites, Maria. I want you to have a show so we can listen to you. You just have wonderful insights. And so, do you have any questions for Lela?
I would like to know some tips concerning preserving the environment, or any insight from her point of view regarding agriculture and from her field.
Okay.
So about preserving the environment, I know mostly about what it is in the US and how things are here. But I know that there's a lot of development on how to make agriculture and the environment work together. So there's a common practice in crops called cover cropping, where they will plant a different kind of plant in between the rows of a specific kind of crop. And once they harvest the other crop that's on top, the other plants will grow up, and that it'll just keep the cycle going naturally rather than like plowing up the entire field. So that helps the field keep going and stay together and not just have just bare brown patches of earth sometimes that they put seeds into.
That's really cool. I'd never heard of that. What kind of crops do they do that for? Is it like, because I hear like corn is ruining the environment or something. So what kinds of crops?
Yeah, I've seen it done with soybeans, which is a major cash crop right now. And they planted, I believe it was clover in between their rows of soybean plants. And then that clover is good for grazing animals or making hay out of it. So that helps keep the system going, and the dead plant material from the soybeans just gets reabsorbed by the plants and naturally broken down by the other plants.
And who's responsible for coming up with that idea? Is there somebody like, have you ever heard of Luther Burbank?
No, I haven't,
Okay, I have to tell you about Luther Burbank. So is there somebody in particular who came up with that?
Not
that you
that I know of. I would need to
or
look
is it a
that
certain
up.
farm? Yeah, I always find that interesting. So Luther Burbank the city of Burbank is named after him in California. And that's where we have, Hollywood, and Burbank is where a lot of the filming is done and stuff. And, so Nancy recognizes him from Sweet Potatoes, but what he was responsible for was actually and the reason I know this is because I helped my son do a report on him. And so he was responsible for the splicing and putting together of one plant with another plant. And it really made a big difference in agriculture to bring other plants from other areas to Southern California. And so it's really interesting. But a lot of the fruit that was grown here was because of him.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah. So anyway, I have a question about life coaching from Nancy that I want to answer for myself and also to see, what Maria has to say about that. But before I do, since we're on this topic of food and agriculture, Maria, what kinds of things are grown in Cyprus? It's an island. What kind of agriculture do you have there? I'm curious. I might be stupid to think that there would be any. I don't know. So tell us what they
Well,
have there.
it's an Eastern Mediterranean island. Most of the year it's sunny and hot. Relevantly similar temperature as Los Angeles area. We have a lot of citrus trees, olive trees. Up in the mountains, we have
Oh, olives.
cherries and apples. We do have um, vegetables, fresh vegetables and fruits all over the year.
And then I'm sure seafood
Plenty, fresh.
and it's popular. And what other meat products are
From
there
chicken
that are
to
common?
cows to sheep. Cypriot people, they're too much into barbecue. Barbecue, yes.
Barbecue, really? Oh, that's good.
What we call it our national sport.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that
That's
though. That's
something that we might
awesome.
have in common.
Okay,
Texas
that's
is really
cool.
big on barbecue too.
Yeah. Another thing you have in common, and the climate and the food. It sounds so similar to here, but every time I've seen photographs, I think, wow, that's really beautiful. And I think the sea is so much prettier, the colors, and just, I don't know. I'd love to swap places with you anytime. So, Tommy Spiro just joined on Blab. Hello, Tommy. It's great to see you. He's a good friend. And I hope that his show went well tonight. He does a podcast called Dudes of Disruption, and they actually talk about subjects much like we do with life coaching. A lot of, I think tonight they were talking about judgment and what was it, Tommy, whether it's good or bad or how it affects you or something like that. So I'd love to hear what he has to say, but also I want to go back and answer this question from Nancy, and she says, how does one become a life coach? Is there schooling involved? What is your background? Maria, do you want to answer that?
Well, my academic background is accounting. As I mentioned before, I used to be an internal auditor for a bank here in Cyprus. And when I realized that there was a part of me missing, I was happy but not fulfilled. This is how my journey started. I went through several coaching programs, which I was being coached by several teachers and mentors, either here in Cyprus or mainly from Canada and US. And then I joined Bob Proctor's training programs, which they train people how to coach and guide people through some of their program, one of which is thinking into results. It's either for thinking
What was
into
that?
results. Into results.
Thinking into results.
It's either for individuals or for groups and corporations. Being a coach, it's a process which has a start but never an ending in how to learn and grow and develop yourself. So on a daily
That's
basis,
true.
I'm studying either books or I go through my audios. I do have a teacher and a mentor at the moment. I do have my coach. So it's a process. It's continuous learning process.
Yes, I will say that. And then even Tommy says it never ends. And it's true. I hadn't really ever thought about it that way, but you're always learning, and I learn from everybody that I talk to, and so I always thank them for helping me, because I grow whenever I go through the process with one of my clients. So my background, in case you're interested, Nancy, if you didn't already know, you probably do. Nancy knows me pretty well, but I actually took a training course called the Fowler-Wainwright system for life coaching, and they also teach business coaching and other types of coaching. So I have a certification that I received from completing that online course, and but it was really, really helpful because that particular course that I took taught how to listen and do Socratic questioning and get to know somebody on their own terminology and their own way of speaking and their own rhythm. And then you work with them to come up with a vision for their life and where they want to see themselves. And then you help them to set goals to achieve it. And it's a really nice little system, but I add so much of what I know from other things. And my background has been in leadership and retreats and religious education, and that's kind of what I do right now. I just started back working in the school where I work at. Instead of in the front office for the principal, I'm now working in campus ministry, so I really love that. So I'm really happy about that. And it's a lot of meditation and prayer and introspection and positivity. So that's kind of what I put it all together. It never ends. So anyway, thank you for the questions. If anybody else has any more questions, please put them in the chat. And the same with on Meerkat. We have a nice group of people here on Meerkat, 16 people watching now. 16 plus 2, 18 people here now. And here, I'm glad we have 6 pieces. This is a nice, cozy little conversation. And Lee asks, can you make a living as a life coach? Of course you can. Of course you can. And some people make a really good living and can charge a lot of money. And they charge, like psychologists or doctors, they charge, $100, $200 an hour, or they can charge, any amount of money for a, for a seminar or webinar, or they could also be speakers at conferences. And if they draw a lot of people, they can, get a lot of money that way. Plus, if you write a book, you can, enhance that sales by that too. And it complements each other. Tommy says he's considering taking a certification course. It was the best thing I ever did, Tommy. It really was. And if you already know that this is what you want to do, then it's a breeze, because it's the most natural thing to learn, because it just feels like you knew that, but now you know that it's a practice, So am I right, Maria?
That's how it is, and it's a journey. You always start one person, and you go through your training and every lesson and every meeting, more enriched, and you uncover more things about yourself. And as you mentioned before, every person you come across, there is something you learn, and something that um, um, you give to that person. Even a 5-year-old can teach something, or a 2-year-old, or a cat, or a dog. We can learn from anything and from anyone, and there are so many beautiful things to learn from nature, from and then.
You know what I think it is? I think it's love. I think it's love. If your pet loves you, that that's something special. And people who seek help from a life coach are typically, missing a little something, where they're not getting love, or they're not giving themselves the love that they need. And so we're there to help them. And it's different from, like, Lee asked if it's different from a social worker, for example. Well, yes, a social worker has specific jobs to do in their whatever operation that they're working in, and sometimes it's guidance, or sometimes it's helping people with life skills, as far as getting a job or staying out of jail or, I don't know as much about social work except for, the basics, but those are specific duties that they do as part of their job. And of course, life coaching would be helpful for them because they need to relate to people. But life coach on its own is somebody who really helps you with your own personal, it's like having a best friend who can listen to whatever you're going through, but who knows how to guide you and will never judge you and will always be there for you. And they can be your cheerleader and see you through to what help you identify and see you through the goals that you wanted to achieve. And so it's a little bit different than a psychologist or psychiatrist because they look at your brain and your environment and why you do what you're doing or where you might have gone wrong. And a life coach only looks forward and helps you go forward in your life. You don't have to answer those questions. It doesn't really, you can think about it, but you want to look at what you want to strive for, and we'll teach you what to put into practice to get there. Does that make sense? I hope it does.
Next level. I mean, life is all about
Yes.
bigger, better, and more opportunities, and this is how God or universe meant to give us. So, and everybody goes through a challenge at a point. This is how we grow, after all. I mean, it's through challenges. So,
Yes.
the coach is taking us to the next level.
Yes, and first of all, I want to say hi to EJ Viper. He's has been one of my guests too. He's a blind YouTuber, Maria. If you don't know EJ Viper 2883, you should follow him and check him out on YouTube. He just did the bunny challenge thing. What is it called? I'm going to do it. We'll talk about that later because I really want to see. He got so many hits on his YouTube video because of that. And
yes.
Chubby Bunny, I think it's
Such
called. And Garner, oh my gosh, it was great. I want to try it. So, and Garner's here. So everybody's coming in. I really appreciate everybody coming in. And, if you have any questions for either Lela or Maria, please go ahead and type them in. And Tommy, if you're still there, I think Tommy popped out again. I was going to invite Tommy into to talk with us, but if anybody would like to talk, oh, good. Tommy, did you want to come on and talk to us and tell us how your show went, and if you have any questions for Lela or Maria? Now, and hi, Garner, you too. You're welcome to come in. Lela is a specialist in the area of food and agriculture, and I always forget he's on the train on his way home from the studio. And Maria is a specialist in people, and she's live from Cyprus, Greece, and she has written a children's book about. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked again by Lee. He always says the greatest things over there. Anyway, Maria wrote a book about the animals that are indigenous to her island, and put it together with the characters of like people and their emotions and their feelings and personal. It's like a personal development book, but it's for children. I think that's really cool. So, but it's in Greek, so we need to encourage her to have that translated so we can read it too, because I think it's going to be really cool. So Lee asked Garner how come I didn't use this awesome intro. Well, Lee, I have to tell you, you haven't been around very much because I have been using it lately. I had to cut it down a little bit because I need, actually, Garner, if you ever feel like making another one, I need one that I could play for that doesn't matter like who the guests are, because the ones that we've done so far were specific to certain guests that he introduced, and it was really great. But I cut it down and I can use it, but I forgot to charge up my iPod, and it's on here, and so this is totally dead, and so it's just not going to happen now, but I will add it later. And it is Maria, I don't know if you've seen any of my shows, but in the beginning of the YouTube videos, I usually have this amazing voice, and it's Garner, and he's in the room right now, and he says, I can't do it. You'll have to get on here, Garner, and do it. But it's like a late night talk show, which is really what I want my show to be like. So you have another question to tell us more about your book, Maria. Tell us more about your book. I'll stop talking.
So the idea is to be a series of 7 books. So here is just the first one out there, and we're in the process of having more. The idea is to have to touch the needs of the environment and create awareness, and the characters of the group is to have conversation and to encourage each other, to motivate each other, how to set goals and achieve their goals. One of the characters it's a sea turtle. It's which the first book it's regarding the sea, and we see several animals visiting Cyprus from other continents, and it's kind of funny and joyful for people, for children to read, and there are techniques and ideas how to notice their feelings, and how to see that our seas they need um, 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 protection, or what is to
Are they endangered?
in danger and protect. Here I see the mouflon, a picture here. So and it's quite funny because we gave some specific characters and funny, but still children learn from the book.
So you mentioned that there's 7 characters and there's going to be 7 books. So does each one focus on one of the characters, or why is it 7? Is that
for the
significant?
Habitats? The habitats, lakes and rivers. For the city, animals. For the forest, which do I miss? Let's see, the lakes and the rivers.
The air, maybe? I guess birds?
The birds we have for the agriculture areas, the city agriculture, the mountains, the forest, the lakes and the rivers, the sea, and I miss one.
Don't forget to talk into your microphone there. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, keep after you, because everybody wants to hear what you say. And then, of course, we don't know your accent very well, so I have to listen intently. So, well, that's so cool, Maria. And Lee is deaf, so no, just kidding. He's not. Maybe he needs help. I don't know. We're going to help him anyway. We're going to help you. And welcome to Mirror. And Lela, have you ever considered writing a book?
I've had several people ask me that over the course of streaming, and I really am considering it. I'm starting to write a lot more. My posts are all going out on medium.com, so you can find that at medium.com/@Lelper. Lelper.
Is that a new website for you? What is Medium? I've been seeing that lately with Blab.
Yeah, I actually heard about it specifically just from people on Meerkat and other people kind of in the tech space. Medium is actually a blogging website where the words are so much bigger than on other normal blog sites. Like, you can actually read. And it really helps for writing as well, because, everything's big and bold and you can see it, and they encourage using pictures, of course, and the interface is just super simple and clean, so it just really makes you focus on actually reading,
rather than all the hype and the sidebars and all that stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, cool.
So
we lost Maria. Come back, Maria. So, well, that's interesting. And what would be the first topic that you would consider writing? Have you thought about, like, would you make, what kind of book would it be?
Food. I'm sure it would
Thank
have
you,
to be
EJ.
about food, considering all the content that I put out about food in the last few months.
Right, right.
Ever since I started Meerkat, I'm pretty sure I could almost write a book with all the stuff that I've talked about with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I encourage you to do that. And if you want to self-publish, I could help you with that. But
That'd be
you
awesome.
probably, yeah, it's really easy. Everyone has a book in them, Tommy. Yeah, that's right. And Tommy has more than one. Are you working on the next one, Tommy? I hope so, because we love messages in the music. And I know he talked about writing more. But if you're interested, and you know what? Lela, have you ever we haven't been taking breaks. We've just been talking straight through, and it's so nice. But I have to remember to take a break. Do you ever do yoga? Have you ever
No,
done yoga?
it's not something that I've really
Really
gotten into.
Oh, okay. Well, do you ever go swimming?
Yeah, I love swimming. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Okay. Well, I have a sponsor that I could give away to somebody who tweets to Aurora. Aurora is a company that makes towels, which I have their microfiber towel. Have you ever had one of those little microfiber towels? It's super absorbent. They make a beach size one, like a huge one.
Wow.
It's like a blanket almost, and it's so soft, and it is amazingly absorbent. And they come in beautiful colors. And then they also make smaller ones, and they started using that microfiber material for yoga mats to wipe down your yoga mat. Oh, good. Maria's back. You're welcome to come back in, Maria. And so they have also make some really cool yoga mats and carrying bags to carry the mats in, and all the little supplies that you would need for yoga. And it's run by a guy. He's not even a yoga instructor. He's just someone who takes yoga classes, and he started this little business to make really good products and sells them on Amazon. And his name is Dennis Ingui. I don't know how to say it. And he's the founder of Aurora. And so they have sent me a yoga mat to try, and it's awesome. I love it. And a towel. And so they also offered to give one away to one of my viewers. So if anybody is interested, just say, type in the to dry off all your little cracks. You are so funny, Lee. So here's one of the things that came with this. Is really an interesting thing. This came with my yoga mat, and it's a little resin bag, and so it has this little dry stuff so that you don't slip around from your sweat. And then they have special soap to clean it. They have all kinds of little things, and so you could really take care of your body. And do you ever do yoga, Maria? Do you like yoga?
I have tried once. It
was
a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
I know the benefits of yoga. I'm more into walking. To nature, and I do have a dog, so I do walk twice a day.
That's lucky for you. That's good. So do you ever go swimming?
Yes, this is part of let's say practice of 8 months per year, or there are a lot of round the year swimmers in Cyprus.
Sunshine, right? So you probably would love the Aurora. I was talking about my sponsor, the Aurora towel. They have a microfiber towel, but it's the size of a beach towel. It's super huge. And so I'm going to hold up. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I have something. Okay, here is the company name. And I don't know if you can read it. Is that forward ways for you guys, or is it backwards?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It's forward. Okay. So it's AURORAE, and they're on Twitter. So if you tweet to them and also put hashtag 10-minute, you get a chance to win one of their towels. It's about a $30 value. And then their yoga mat is also, it's like $100 value. I mean, it's a really nice yoga mat. And whoops, flip my phone off again. I'm getting rid of that thing. It's good for nothing. Hands work. So anyhow, I would love to give one away to one of each of those things away, and help promote Aurora, because it's run by a real person, and they're really nice, and they have really great quality products, and that they're healthy too, and natural. So Tweet.
I know someone who could really use one of those.
Really? The yoga mat or the towel?
The towel.
Is it you?
No.
Well, okay. Well, you should tweet. You should tweet something. I'll put it in the thing, and because even if you retweet or whatever, I'll give you a chance to win, and then they'll pick somebody. So the last
that's the cool part. You can do it from the Tell a Little Bird thing here on Blab too.
Exactly. Just put hashtag 10-minute. It's just like my Twitter handle, but with the hashtag instead, and then Aurora. So I'll put that in there, and then you all can do it, and then you get a chance to win. And so then there'll be pictures and stuff when I put this on my blog, because I have pictures of me actually using it, the towel. So anyhow, so do either of you have any questions for me? Anybody? I'm just kidding.
Sure. No, I just want to ask, like, how you're or what's coming next for you. What are you excited about that's in your future?
Well, let's see. I'm glad you asked, because I want to write another book. I actually do want to write another book. I believe with the blogging, for me personally, the first book came out of what was in my blog. I basically learned that I had over 70,000 words already written, and so I took that body of work and made it into a book. And so it's been a while. It's been 2 years. So I'm thinking I certainly have a book in there. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to take all of what I've already written on the blog and things that I've written for talks that I've done, like workshops and things, and put it together and put out, book 2. So hopefully that will be out by the end of the year. I'm going to have to set a specific date once I know how many words I have and how long it'll take me to edit it. But so I'm really excited about that. And then having started, thank you everybody for your encouragement. And Mare, thank you so much. The next person who do I have next week? I have some really fun shows coming up. And I have to tell you that the next month of shows is going to be, let's see, I have one more week in September and then 4 weeks of October, I guess, 4 weeks of Tuesdays. I don't even have my calendar in front of me, but I'm trying to schedule one with Ashley Marie. She is in Cake Wars on Food Network, and it's the new one that's coming out next week. And
wow.
I don't know, because she's not allowed to say whether she's a winner or not, or how far along she got in it. But I met her at an event that I went to. It was that ENMN conference that I was at. She was there too. And she's really cool. She's got purple hair. So if you see pictures of that show on the Food Network, and there's one person who has like bright purple short hair and she kind of spikes it up, that's Ashley Marie. And she's an excellent baker. And she has, let's see, I have her card around here somewhere. She has a cake making business and a blog, and she's really neat. And so she's going to be on the show. But right now I'm waiting to hear from Food Network, because they have to approve it unless I wait till the show's over. And we want to have her on, and it's the 18th, I think, will be the date. And I don't think it's a Tuesday, but that's the day she's available. And so it's AshleyMarieCakes.com. And this is what she looks like. Ashley Marie, see, she has kind of purple hair. She's really sweet. And so hopefully she won. And then that'd be really cool, wouldn't it? To have her on the show and be like, you're going to win. So, but she can't tell us. So otherwise she has to pay a huge fine. So she's going to be on. And then let's see. I'm kind of blanking out on who's next week. I feel like I met another guy who wrote a book about Disney, and he wrote a leadership book based on the theories of Walt Disney. So that's really cool. He's going to be on. So I got a couple things lined up, but the main thing is after that, I am going to be on hiatus. So in November and December, I'm going to try to figure out something to do to keep the spot warm and maybe just replay on Meerkat, other things, but I'm going to catch up on all the editing, because I want to make beautiful videos out of all the footage from the last 3 months, but I have so far behind. So that has been the plan the whole time, but it's going to be hard not to be on every Tuesday interviewing. I might just have a little chat or something that's open to anybody, or, something, but that's for me. That's what's going on with me. And so Lela, what's next for you?
I just want to say I totally get what you're saying about the video editing, because that is one of my extreme challenges right now, is actually trying to be able to edit videos. So I'm going to try to upload all my Meerkat videos to YouTube, and that's going to be one of the things that's coming up. So we're going to try to expand, I guess, what I've been doing into other platforms. I've already started, doing the talks on Blab and stuff like that. But it's, I guess the Mere Food thing that I started is really going to keep expanding into something bigger. So
that's
big things are coming.
Big things are coming. That's great. And how about you, Maria? What do you have coming up next? What's your plan?
Till December is the regular things, which are seminar meetings and growing and helping people. There is a plan for a bigger event here in Cyprus for the new year, which I'm working on putting people together. The idea is to encourage people to see their income in a different way. We were programmed to work for a job. So the idea is to encourage people how to have multiple sources of income. And how to
multiple sources of income. Yeah, that sounds good.
There's lots of people here on Blab who talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to find people here in Cyprus, local people, and to inspire our people here in Cyprus. So I'm working on putting a group together, and hopefully beginning of 2016 it's gonna be set for a date for a live event.
A live event.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big step. Have you done live events before?
Yes, either for myself or I have organized for other speakers. So I do have day seminars or 2-day seminars, or I do work in person with most people here in Cyprus. Very few they're online.
Oh, really?
Like to travel and meet each other.
I know what that's like. Everybody loves to go to a conference or a seminar because it's a social community thing too. And that's important. It's good. Well, if I could ever get a sponsor to send me to Cyprus, I would love to come and speak at your conference. It'd be fun. I'm inviting myself. I don't know if you want me, but I'll be there.
You're most welcome.
Oh, well, thank you. Lela, let's go. Let's go to Cyprus.
All right. Sounds good. Pack it up.
Yeah, let's pack it up. I want to meet one of those little sheep deers.
Yeah. Speaking of conferences, I actually have a conference coming up too, which is like super exciting. I actually get to be a speaker at a social media agriculture conference. So it's super exciting.
Is that the one we voted for, or did you do that one? That's it?
Yes, that's the one that the Meerkat family and Blab family helped me get into, which was so amazing to see the power of the community that's created on live streaming.
That was so cool to see. So tell Maria and everybody who doesn't know about what you're going to be talking about, where you're going to be talking about, and how you ended up getting that gig.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to be talking about is engagement on social media, which is something that I've learned so much about just through live streaming and through just being on Twitter for so long, because Twitter is one of my main social media outlets. I guess you could call it an outlet where I share everything that goes through my head. So yeah, just learning like how to engage with people. So I have a short little presentation that I put together. It's 10 social media engagement tips, and there's do's and don'ts in there. So it'll be really interesting. And then where the conference is actually in November. So it's November 9th and 10th in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's run by the Ag Chat Foundation, which really started as a Twitter chat about agriculture. So social media and agriculture were combined through that from the very beginning. And it's just super exciting to be a part of it. It's only been around for about 5 years now. And I had the absolute privilege of being a part of the Twitter chat when I was in high school. And then now I get to actually be part of the conference.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Yeah. How many votes did you have to get in order to be considered?
Yeah, so that really brings up how I got the gig. So yeah, definitely. Part of it was just submitting a proposal for a session. So I had to do that in early April, I think. And then a couple months later, they were ready to do the voting. So it wasn't so much how many votes that I had to get, because I didn't know how many votes I needed at the time.
Right.
But they said the public voting part was 60% of the vote, and then the committee decided on 40% of the vote weight, I guess you could call it. So there were 3 finalists, and then we had to get people to vote for us on Facebook through a Facebook comment liking on AgChat's Facebook page. So what better could I do than just ask all of my friends to vote for me? And we actually ended up getting over 130 something votes. And most of it was from the Meerkat community, which was absolutely amazing an experience. And Ramona's saying that was a Meerkat marathon. It really was a marathon.
It was a marathon.
It ended up going for over 10 hours, but it worked. And I am just so incredibly grateful that this community helped me get there.
Well, you're worth it, 100%. You are very special. I'm very excited for those people who get to meet you and get to learn from you. And I just think that is why you are a total rock star. And that's why you're here on 10 Minutes in Tinsel Town, Lela Perez, because you show everybody what it takes to be genuine and authentic and passionate about something that you love, that, not everybody's into, not in the same way. Some people might say that they're into like health and, eating right or whatever, but it's usually the latest big popular diet or something. But what you do is bring the science and necessity of it, to light, and it's important, and you make it sound important because you care about it. And I really appreciate that. And then you're such a rock star, and you're going to go far. I know you are, and I knew you would. Thanks. But thank you so much. And Maria, when you do your live event, are you going to be one of the speakers? Did I miss that? Or did you say that you're going to be a speaker, or give a presentation?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's totally awesome. And so go ahead.
It's combining how the mind can support creating multiple sources of income.
Right.
We have been conditioned in a way that we program just go to work for a day job and have just enough to pass by. So by opening our mind, by see the opportunities out there, by see the opportunities that passing by on a daily basis, and how by little things done in a special way can bring the opportunities by, and of course to act upon them. for Cypriots and European people, it's a dream to be at the US and live their dream, the American dream,
The
but
dream for
still,
us too.
but still, there are opportunities over here, and now with internet and social media, it's time for people to see that their opportunities is not in a specific country, but where we are and how we can open the opportunities to ourselves. Like now, it's a great example. I am in Cyprus. Um, you're both in different cities and locations in the US, and here we are, the three of us here, and we have beautiful audience
Mhm.
and three different subjects, three people from different backgrounds, and mm,
And we're making it happen. We're making it
yes.
happen. And and Leela's answering some questions over here in Meerkat, and which is awesome. And I don't know if you're following along on Meerkat too, Maria, but it's just everything you just said is so true. Like here we are from different points and different places in our lives, but we've come together and for a reason. And what is that? What is that? To spread this message of acceptance and love and joy and passion, and making it work for you. Making, if it's money that you need, make it pay off. If it's life affirming that you need, just go and rock your thing and be the best you can be, and whoever's going to be with you and supporting you, that's great. But you got to take care of yourself, and that's not a bad thing. It's not selfish. It's just doing what's right to make your life the best it can be. So this is a really great conversation, and I want to put a lot of times I ask some silly questions. I have to ask, like, what's your favorite restaurant? And, where do you like to hang out? Because this is 10 Minutes in Tinsel Town, and you guys are total superstars. So your fans want to know where you like to go out to eat and where you like to hang out and what's your favorite movie and what animal would you be if you were in an animal, and what do you want to do when you grow up? And so I throw out all those questions because just pick one and answer it, and then we'll open it up to other people to come in the room and just continue the conversation. But pick, what's something about you that nobody else knows? What's something that your fans would want to know about you? Who wants to go first? Lela, she's busting to go.
Okay.
Tell me a little something special about yourself, Lela.
Yeah, I think one of the questions you asked in your pre-interview thing was about what your favorite hangout spot in Hollywood is.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's your Hollywood hangout?
Yeah, I've actually had the chance to go to Hollywood before. So it was super cool to actually get to experience that and, see the Hollywood sign and everything. And my favorite place that I saw there was Grauman's Chinese Theater with all of the handprints and footprints sometimes, I guess. And then the names that are signed in concrete. That was amazing to actually get to see a bunch of different celebrities' signatures.
Well, did you put your hands and feet into any of those to match them up with somebody famous?
I think I tried a couple of them.
Well, I love it. I was actually there recently, last weekend, I guess, and I'm going to be out in that area tomorrow. So I'll be thinking of you for sure. And did you ever see I Love Lucy? Did you watch the reruns of it?
Episodes.
So one of my favorite I Love Lucy episodes is with I can't remember who the star was, but what it had to do with that signing and doing that whole concrete thing and the man's Chinese theater. It's Grauman's Chinese Theater, but it is that is just like the iconic Hollywood experience. So that's really cool. Mm-hmm. I'm glad. So next time you come to LA, I'll have to meet you there. And then we could go across the street to Ripley's Believe It or Not. I've just recently went to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and that is the creepiest place, but it's cool. They have a lot of cool art too. So Maria, where's your favorite hangout, or what's your favorite thing that maybe your fans would want to know about you?
I really enjoy food, and I really enjoy Lebanese cuisine. It's so tasty.
What kind of
Lebanese
cuisine?
Lebanese, from Lebanon.
Lebanese.
Lebanese.
Awesome.
I do love Cypriot food as well, but I'm more fan of Lebanese food. I love their salads and their falafel.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're so tasty, yummy.
Mm.
Even though it's early in the morning, I start craving food.
Well, that's cool. That's so. What's your favorite? What are your favorite food? Lebanese food. Like, what's your favorite dish?
I love their dips. They're with aubergines and hummus, and then I love everything. And even chicken is so tasty and smooth, and salads, they're so tasty. I mean, I'm sure
Aw.
everybody start craving Lebanese food right now.
Yep.
Well,
You're gonna make me
yeah.
hungry for sure. I
And
haven't
it's
eaten dinner yet.
time here. No, I'm thinking I might rethink that mac and cheese I was gonna have. That sounds pretty good. There's actually, it's a Greek restaurant near us that has really great falafels. And that, they have hummus, and I'm gonna have to send somebody out to get me some. That sounds really good, but it can't be as good as what it's like there. So, there's an interesting little comment over here at Big Tex Gravy. Lela is life. Lela is love.
I'm like, oh goodness.
Wow. Oh goodness.
Super fan status. I'm like, oh my.
Yes. I don't think you get better than that. Your life, your love. And even though he laughs and I embarrassed him or her or whoever it is, little skull and crossbones. But it's true. That's what I think subconsciously we all aspire to express life and love. That's awesome. I'm so inspired right now by both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. So please, somebody who would like to come in the room, Ramon, Mike, Jocelyn, join us in our conversation with Lela and Maria. And we're talking about life and love and food. What could be better than that?
Yeah,
so I did put a message here in the Twitter with Aurora Yoga and hashtag 10 minute. And I have to double check on Twitter if that is the actual Twitter handle, because I want to make sure that they get your message. But if you tweet out a message that says, I want a towel, or I want a yoga mat, or you could put it in nicer words than that. Say, I would like to have, or please may I. I can, there's a good chance that one of you will win a free yoga mat or free microfiber towel. And they're really awesome. So I'm losing my power. I'm running out of battery here, but we're going to keep streaming. We're focusing on Lela right now. So, I'm checking the Twitter, Lela, and you're typing your message. Nope. And Maria, you're trying to stay awake. She looks very tired because it's 4 a.m. I got her up in the middle of the night to come with us. But tell me if you have any questions or if you'd like to join our conversation about food, life, and love. And I'm going to change this. Let's see. Double check here. Oops. Maybe our cat followers can see my Twitter. Oops. Don't be all quiet. No dead air. Somebody say something. So thank you so much for everybody. Oh, you know what? I want to tell you. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. Yeah. So Aurora Yoga. Yeah, that's it. So this is what it's called. Aurora Yoga. Awesome. So they're really awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I want to tell you what I did this morning. So YouTube has, I think they've had it for a while, an app that I came across probably in an Instagram ad or something. I don't know. But an app to do video in YouTube. So you're in YouTube and you're creating a video, and you can take your clips of all the videos that you have saved on your phone, and easily string them together and make a little video. So I know, I tried it. So you know how I like to leave messages on Twitter. I learned this from Austin Uliano. To leave a little message on Twitter. It's called Capture. Thank you so much. That's what it's called. And it's an app on my phone. And so I have all of those messages that I've left. They're all like 30-second messages or less of I usually tend to say, I didn't realize this until I looked at them all today. Thank you so much. I say thank you so much to everybody. But that's what I want to say. So I like to go onto their Twitter and send them a little video message and say thank you so much for whatever, 10 minutes in Tinsel Town or, whatever. And I just show my appreciation that way. And I have all those videos are on my phone, and with Capture, I was able to string them all together. And I made a thank you so much video with music. And it's just me like going to all these different people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for that. And it's hilarious. So I want to, it's like 6 minutes long. So I want to try to edit it down a little bit, but because I didn't learn how to do the editing part, I only learned how to put them together. But I thought it would be fun to kind of have a little, maybe Garner can help me make it kind of fun to just, put at the end of one of my shows or like the last show of the season or something and say, have all the thank yous in a fun video together. That'd be awesome. Because, and that will be my gratitude, Maria, my show of gratitude, because I just feel like, well, thanks, Jocelyn. I'm glad you think it's neat. I don't know if I'm describing it right, but it is, it's like a compilation of all the little videos that I made, and I figured I might as well do something with them. And then I can delete them from my phone. They're probably taking up a lot of space.
For some more.
Yes. But it is important. And I love the idea of finding a new way to send a thank you note. It's digital, it's quick, it's easy, it's very personal. It's some of them I have like no makeup on. In fact, the one that I sent to EJ, he's blind, so I don't have to worry about him seeing me, right? So I have it really close up. I'm on a bus. I'm traveling, and I have no makeup on. I had to get up super early that morning, and you could see all my wrinkles. And you know what? That's the one I love the most because it was so real. And when I was so unconscientious of the way I looked because I was speaking to someone who's blind. So I'm like, yeah, okay. But I didn't realize it saved all the videos to my phone. So it was really kind of cool when I looked at it again. I thought, I think that's my favorite one because that's just who I really am. So you have every level of makeup where I'm like the red lips and the bright red hair and, because sometimes I look like that, and to the nothing at all. But the message is the same, and it's thank you. I appreciate you. And, let's do this again. So I'm going to put that on YouTube, and that's my story. So any closing thoughts? It's 7:45. We've been on for a while, and I didn't take any breaks. So, and nobody jumped on to talk with us. Maybe Jocelyn would like to come on now, but please join us, and we'll have a last round of comments. And, what is your parting thought? What do you want to leave people with thinking about? Lela, what's your message for today?
My message is go find a farmer to follow on Twitter who shares lots and lots of pictures because it's amazing. And also eat your vegetables.
Eat your vegetables. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And Maria?
My message.
Your message?
My message to everybody is stay positive, keep smiling, love yourself, look yourself at the mirror and say, I love you, I'm sorry. I really appreciate the journey so far. We tend to say thank you to other people, but we very rarely look at the mirror and say thank you to ourselves. In fact, we are the hero of our life. We are the one that runs our show, our life. So thank you. I love you. life is so beautiful, and thank you for tonight. It's such beautiful energy, and thank you all. So great.
Oh, I am so happy to meet you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you better and to seeing you here on Blab and on Twitter, of course. And Lela, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I tried not to pick your brain on food too much, but just to have a casual conversation, and I appreciate you very much. And thank you for being here. And thank you, everybody who came on to Meerkat and who liked and restreamed. I'm sorry I can't keep up with the conversation in Meerkat while I'm interviewing and managing the phone and all that. But I do that because I love it, and I thank you for being here. So, Yoga Mat Cool, try Bueno Yoga Mat, tweet to Aurora Yoga, and tell them that 10 Minutes sent you. And have a great night, everybody. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks so much.
So we got to dance. Pretend like you're listening to music and dance it out, everybody.
All right, let's do it.
Give us some love. Give us some props for dancing. Yeah. Thank you for coming to 10 Minutes in Tinsel Town with Ms. Meliz. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. You're welcome to stay and talk for a couple minutes, but I got to get going. I'm going to turn off the Meerkat. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. And check out MsMeliz.com and tweet me and follow me at 10 Minute, TenMinitt. Have a great night. Bye-bye. End stream, yes. Okay. Save to Meerkat Library, yes. Maria's gone, so I was going to ask her if she did Periscope or Meerkat, but I don't think she does because she didn't say that she did. Mm-hmm. So, well, beautiful. What do you think?